The coaching industry is worth over $20 billion a year now, which means that there is real opportunity for you to help people and grow a viable business at the same time. But with all this opportunity, it can be really hard to narrow down on a niche, which is why in this video, I'm going to break down the 9 most profitable coaching niches with examples from real coaches so that you can do meaningful work and get paid well for it. The most profitable niche right now is health coaching. And part of the reason why is because 91% of employers are increasing their investment in wellness programs. That's a massive wave of corporate money flowing into the health coaching space on top of all the individuals that are paying out of pocket and looking for help. These coaches help with things like nutrition, weight loss, fitness, postpartum wellness, you name it. A great example of a health coach who is really succeeding right now is Corinne Crabtree. She is a coach for women who want to lose weight for the last time. They're sick of dieting. She has over 11,000 women in her weight loss program, which is called No BS Weight Loss. And I just love her empathetic but very no-nonsense approach to weight loss. She's helped thousands and thousands of people lose weight. This next niche often has the highest paying clients. At the executive level, a typical 6-month engagement can run $22,000 to $32,000. And even mid-career professionals are willing to invest thousands in career coaching because this is their livelihood. And the demand keeps growing. Nearly 60% of US workers are actively seeking new employment, meaning that career transitions are only becoming more common. So whether it's a company that's footing the bill or an individual that's investing in themselves and their career, you know that the clients are there. Career coaches help people figure out how to lead better, how to balance their career with the rest of their life, how to shift industries, how to land a new role. A great example is Roger Dean Duncan. He is a very experienced leadership and change management coach who helps leaders succeed at change by winning the heads, hearts, and hopes of their team. This next niche has some of the most motivated buyers in my experience, and there are more of them than ever. The US saw 5.2 million new business applications in 2024, which was nearly 50% more than 5 years before in 2019. And according to the ICF, business coaching on average brings in $272 per hour because when coaching helps entrepreneurs to grow their revenue, it pays for itself. So it's just a no-brainer investment for a business owner. I know I've invested in plenty of my own business coaching. These coaches help aspiring or established entrepreneurs with the challenges of running and growing their business. So things like startup strategies, or if they're more established, growing operations without becoming the bottleneck, or maybe they're planning to exit the business and their business coach can help them with that. A great example of this is Dana Owen. She's a business coach who helps female entrepreneurs build sustainable businesses without, burning out. Now, if you're figuring out your niche, you might also be wondering what technology you need to get your business off the ground. I created a free Coaches Tech Roadmap that breaks down the only 5 tech tools that you need to get started. You can get that at jennylakenen.com/roadmap. This next niche is growing faster than I think most people realize. Relationships and family coaching is growing at over 11% a year, because often our personal and family relationships are the highest priority in our life and also what brings us the most pain when things go south. So we definitely look for support for that. These coaches help with everything from finding love to raising complex children to dealing with an unfaithful spouse. A great example is actually Dorothy Johnson, also known as Breakup Coach Dorothy. She is a breakup coach for women who want to get over their ex without it just taking time, like the common advice is. This next niche meets a need that really nobody wants to have, and that is life transitions coaching. So these coaches help people through some of life's hardest moments, things like divorce, the death of a loved one, or maybe a sudden, really jarring career shift. Just one slice of this space shows how much demand there is. The global grief counseling market grew from $3.34 billion in 2024 to $3.67 billion in 2025, which is nearly 10% growth in 1 year. People going through loss or major change are looking for professional support that goes beyond just, what friends and family can offer. A great example of this is Krista St. Germain. She is a coach for widowed moms who gives them evidence-based grief support that helps them go from, just surviving day to day to really thriving and finding joy again. This next niche is growing, I think, partly because people have realized that they can't hustle their way to happiness, and that is mindset coaching. Experienced coaches in this space are charging anywhere from $100 to $250 per hour, and clients pay it because the transformation they get affects every area of their life. Now, I know most coaches help with personal development in some way, but mindset coaches are trained and they focus on it exclusively. So they can help with things like procrastination, emotional regulation, somatics, and performing under pressure. A great example of this is Antoinette Daytalk. She is a performance coach for athletes who helps them manage their mental game so that they can compete at their best. This next niche really rewards your expertise. If you've worked in a specific industry, you can coach other people in that industry and charge 20 to 40% more than someone who hasn't. For some industries, general career advice is just not going to cut it, and people are looking for specialized career coaching. These coaches focus on specific professions like doctors, lawyers, nutritionists, authors, and they help them with things like work life balance, getting paid more in their work, managing stress. A great example of this is Mindshift MD. They're a coaching company that offers group coaching on work life balance, specifically for male physicians. This next niche taps into something that almost everybody struggles with. Employees, it turns out, waste about 30% of their week on unproductive tasks, and organizing is one of the top self help searches online. So, you know that organization and productivity coaches are very in demand. These coaches help people do things like, declutter, build systems that help them live cleaner, smoother lives, or, maybe they're more specialized, like a person that has ADHD and they need organizational help there. A great example of this niche is Rochelle Haywood. She is a decluttering coach who helps people create calm, functional spaces so that they can be present for what matters most in their life. This last niche might be my favorite of the nine we've talked about today. And, it might also seem pretty small to you when you look at it, but that's actually kind of what makes it work. Specialty coaching means that you pick something ultra specific, like coaching for ballroom dancers. And when you get that specific, you have literally almost no competition. The key with specialty coaching, though, is to pick something where the audience is invested enough to actually pay for coaching. So, golfers, for example, spend over $4 billion a year on instruction. Equestrian training is a $3 billion industry. Competitive dance is a $15 billion industry. Coaching is just a slice of these markets, of course, but that's the point. These hobbies are expensive and they become a big part of someone's identity. So when they struggle with nerves or they can't perform the way that they want, they are very willing to invest in a coach to help. A great example is Amber Hayter. She is a mindset coach for ballroom dancers who helps them perform with confidence on the dance floor. Once you've decided on your niche, then you need to learn how to speak to the people in it. You need to know what words they're using, why they're thinking about hiring a coach, what objections they might have. This video shows you how to use AI to figure that out really fast.